Hey everyone. So we are back with another episode where we go through an app's onboarding, paywall, identify a few problems and opportunities with it, and then do an actual prototyping session. An app that we have reviewed earlier is Speak, which we both love. So we wanted to revisit the app again, go through its experience, and really wear the hats of a growth team and see what could be a few experiments that we would run to help Speak scale more. The last time we tried the app was 6 months back. So I'm expecting to see some changes, some improvements since last time because I know their growth teams have been at work trying to optimize the flow. Let's jump right into it. I'm gonna share my screen and we'll walk through this together.
Let's do it.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
So, Suman, this was sort of a reactivation flow because I had been onboarded into Speak when we tried it last year, and it knew that my goal was to learn Spanish. I got this flow when I reopened the app. Interestingly, I still got this screen, which is how did you hear about Speak? I don't know whether this
Yeah.
is on purpose, but maybe it's trying to assess if I've been reactivated from one of the sources. Maybe I saw an ad again, or maybe read about it on the App Store or something like that. So I got this screen, but then I got a customized onboarding, which was similar to the first user onboarding, but was more personalized because it already knew that my goal is to learn Spanish. So the first question I was asked was, what's motivating you to learn Spanish? This time around, the conversational feature was working pretty smoothly. So there wasn't any lag or interruption. Also, there wasn't really an option to just go through a quiz based onboarding. So this was the default. So it seems that in the last 6 months, they've really made this the control, maybe
Yeah.
grandfathered the conversational piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Hey, do you remind everyone watching, like, what was the last
yeah.
time we spoke? What was the in onboarding last time we spoke?
I don't have the exact visuals, but this was like 6 months back. And the
Yeah.
last time we spoke, and this was a first time user experience, and we were asked a bunch of questions, two options. If the conversational piece didn't work, you could tap a button and go through an actual quiz instead of
Understood.
talking to the app.
Yeah.
But I didn't see any option like
Okay.
that this
Okay.
time around.
So it's the default now. Okay. Perfect.
Become the
Got it.
default now. Another interesting piece is when I started speaking, there wasn't any voice to text. It just listened to me and then it popped up the next question. So it
Mm.
asked me what's motivating. I said, I'm traveling to Spain. I didn't see the text anywhere. It just took a few seconds and then it just came up with the
That's
next question. So when is
so.
your trip?
That's so weird, right? You don't know if you wrote said the right thing. I'm curious to
Yeah.
see what the end screen looks like after this.
Yeah, that's an important piece. And also like we are so used to voice to text now with like all the
Yeah.
AI tools have that. So it's an interesting choice to keep it very clean and just, go to the next question. Also like design wise, there's like a lot of empty space because of this. But yeah, it kind of did the job. I then told it that, hey, my trip is in 1 month. And then, it just showed me like a response with a graph
I
that,
see.
yeah, you'll reach your goals with Speak. It's a very standard. You see it in most onboardings now. Doesn't really mean anything, but it just gives you, okay, a visual sense of
Yeah.
progress. You're going to improve. And then, yeah, it asked me to opt into the notifications, just giving a reason why, like it'll be easier to stay on course.
Those are
And then,
clickable
yeah,
buttons. All notifications and then lessons. I
both
understood.
of them were clickable. Right after I tapped on continue, there was a pop up to accept notifications. So I think that pop up was customized based on which button I chose here. And then it just asked me for my experience. Based on that, it recommended a course to me. Because I said beginner, it just gave me the beginner part one. And then right after that, I love this screen. It just sort of set me up with a good CTA. It's generate your curriculum. And after that, it just showed me these recap scenes, which I remember from the last time as well. Also, one thing that we noticed they did really well was they recapped the entire thing through these screens, which sort of summed everything up and reiterated the value prop of the app. So, yeah, just letting me know what I just shared with it. You want to use Spanish when you travel, and you'll get unique lessons based on you. So this was the
Interesting.
onboarding. I would say relatively shorter this time, but it could just be because I was reactivating and not a first time user. But then right after the onboarding, I got the paywall experience, which I was impressed with. I think they have a very good paywall. Firstly, it's multi-screen paywall. So it's a pretty long paywall experience, but they take a lot of time and effort to explain all the value props, all the features, and how it exactly works. So the first screen is this: speak 1,000 phrases in your first week, try for zero. You learn from language experts. It's got all of this context here. Then it's got a little bit of the app screenshots that you'll receive instant feedback on your language. Then some user reviews. Again, all these four screenshots are from the same screen. It's just a very long scroll screen. Again, they're not talking about the plan here. They're not talking about the price. They're just talking about all the value props, all the jobs to be done. Then, right after this screen, they have just one screen reminding the user that it's a trial. And it's also telling them that, hey, you don't need to worry. In 5 days, we'll send you an email that your trial is about to end. So you don't need to opt into that reminder. It's just there by default. The third part of the paywall, the third screen, is where the user sees the price, the actual paywall. So here I see two plans. It's either you can opt into the premium plan or then a premium plus. This is sort of the top section of the paywall. And then as I scroll down, I can see the exact differences between premium and premium plus. So yeah, I can see that I get some more benefits with premium plus. I can also view more plans. So all of this is by default annual billing, but then I can even switch to monthly billing. But the monthly billing is a bit tough to find because yeah, I need to tap on view more plans, then I need to switch into monthly to actually see the monthly prices. That's pretty much it. I didn't get a discount when I tried to close it, although it was very easily accessible. Once I went inside the app, I could just go to the profile and it showed me the same paywall again. So, yeah, that's the onboarding paywall in a nutshell.
Got it, got it.
Thoughts?
If I,
Thoughts?
yeah, I just want to understand the paywall.
Mm. Mhm.
It's, you said it's a long paywall, but it's three screens, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
so
Yeah, yeah,
it's the long page, like
yeah.
this, and then like there's a button for the screen which says you will get a free week, and then you
Exactly.
have these. Sorry, what is this plans? Is it
Yeah, it's this
okay?
basically.
For this plan, so they have sort of an upsell as well. That's interesting. I've not seen this in many apps that they have. They usually have monthly and yearly, but here they have a plus and a normal, right? Which
Exactly.
is unique.
Exactly.
I feel like they're not seeing that a lot.
It's very
And then
unique.
within
I've not, yeah.
yeah, it makes, and I feel like it makes sense too. Um,
Mhm.
and then like there is to show the other plans. If they click on view more
Yeah,
plans, but it's the same screen,
exactly. It's the same screen. It's a pop up that shows up on the
right?
same screen. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So now broadly, I think maybe we can discuss some feedback.
Yeah,
Think,
yeah.
yeah, we have three screens. I'm very curious to know why that second screen is so important. Maybe we could have skipped that step,
Mm,
but that's one my
yeah.
first big question. Um,
Interesting. Interesting.
and then like second question is like on the how they define the plans is very unique, right? Like I think
Yeah.
it's usually it's your monthly, yearly plan, and they're like, look, this is you have to pay yearly, and this is your two different plans. You
Yeah.
that they're 50% off on both.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it's a very interesting play. And
Yeah.
when you click on view more plans, can you show me the screen too?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. This one.
try 7 days we can. It's so complicated.
Yes.
There's one,
Yes.
two, three, two into two, two into two, four combinations they have.
I think you're already hinting on one of the problems here, which is, my God, there is just so much information to process. Like you said, but then if I were to include the amount of price points, the user is thinking through. Like if you look at this, so it's telling me both the yearly price, but it's also telling me how much it costs on a monthly level. And this it in itself is a bit complicated, right? Because is it yearly? Is it monthly? I get it. Like you just 9900, it's if you just divide it
Yeah.
by 12 it's 825, but yeah, it's like, so I'm doing my first math here, then I'm comparing
Yeah.
this with this, so that's my second math, and then I'm doing another calculation. Hey, how is annual versus monthly? So I think there's a
Yeah.
reason why consumer apps don't have so many tiers and like so many plans. It's because, yeah, you don't want the user to be doing all these calculations. In fact, the user is not in that mindset at all. They are very much driven by emotions. And unlike like a B2B buyer who would want to evaluate the best option, like a consumer is just interested in, okay, what's the value? Does it make sense right now? And I'm willing to pay this amount or not. So yeah, it's a little bit of a
Makes
gamble, but
makes right sense.
yeah, yeah,
I think okay, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. And one more confusing bit is, see, like you put the price per month. It only
yeah,
makes sense if you're comparing annual and monthly plans. Like
interesting.
if
Yeah,
right, like if I show a monthly plan and annual plan, I compare the price per month for the monthly plan, which could be like 1,200 in this case. Then we say,
yeah,
okay, annually it is 825, so it's 35% cheaper. So
mhm,
in this screen, it makes no sense. You're going to pay yearly.
yeah,
There's no other option.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
I think this text around per month pricing never made sense. And
yeah. I think there's a little bit to it, which you could say is somewhat of a gray area, which is often apps would present like the annual price, even if there isn't a monthly plan to compare with. They'll just say, hey, this just costs X dollars per month, just to reframe it for the user. So they'll say
yeah,
X dollar per month. That's what they'll say. So it's like, this is what it costs you on a monthly, so that they can reference it with their other monthly
yeah,
subscriptions. But sometimes they'll do
yeah.
that even when there isn't like a choice. If it's annual, they'll present it that way. And I think that's what they're trying to do here. But this could cause
So I have a,
confusion, I feel. Yeah.
yeah. So I have a question on that, right?
Yeah.
On like sort of like paywall ethics.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
what do you think that's something we should do? And if you recommend, if anyone's like building a paywall right now, do you
Mhm.
recommend? So let's say I will show the price per month, but bill them yearly. And let's say then they actually purchase it, then maybe like they'll be like shocked by how much they're actually paying.
Mhm.
Like do you think that
Yeah.
is a concern for that we should be
I,
addressing, or like it works?
yeah, think gray area, but if it's clearly mentioned, like if it's clearly positioned as X dollars per month billed yearly, and like billed yearly is as salient as the monthly price. So if it's even written in the same line, and like billed yearly is not asterisk
Yeah, yeah,
somewhere
yeah.
in the, I think that's
Yeah,
still fair for an app checkout, because the next screen, Apple will make it very clear to them that they're paying this amount annually when they tap on the CTA. So like that payment information would be very clear. It's just a little bit more persuasive. Like some apps may even do, okay, it's just like, it's just $1 a day,
yeah.
So it's just a little bit like it can help some users go over the fence and get them to decide. I don't think a user that is not interested in buying would just buy it because you show them the monthly equivalent. Like that's not going to work at all. But yeah, it has to be very salient that, okay, this is an annual plan, but it just costs this much. This is how you reference it with your other monthly expenditures, for example.
I think
Mm.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
One thing I forgot to use the whimsical while you were going through this. So we'll have to
Okay.
break this down. So I'll break
Yeah.
this down
Yeah.
to paywall screens, and I think we have three screens right now.
Okay.
We have the
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
more of a paywall one. What do you want to call the that long one that we have not discussed yet?
Yeah, yeah, we
So
haven't talked about it. It's like the, yeah, intro
paywall is
paywall or some paywall intro, maybe some, yeah.
paywall intro. Okay.
Mm.
So there's a
Are
paywall intro
you?
screen.
Yeah.
I'm using a whimsical right now. I will just like make notes.
Okay.
Um, I'll just take a screenshot of this and then we can do it.
Okay.
Um,
This one.
yeah, I think I just need it zoomed out slightly zoomed out. Yeah, this is okay. This is okay.
This? Okay.
I think what you had earlier was good. Yeah.
Should I
Okay, wait.
should I send these? Did you get it, or should I just message these to you? The screenshots.
I got it.
Hmm.
We're good. I will
Okay.
just. Could you also send me the? Okay, fine.
Yeah.
We'll start off with this. We'll start off with this. No worries.
Yeah. Should I just send them to you as well? I can send them to you on WhatsApp, the folder.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. We will.
Okay.
We shall survive. Um.
While
Yeah.
you are setting it up, one thing I'm quickly checking is last time we reviewed it, how did the paywall
Uh-huh.
look like? Then
That's
because we had written a post on it, so we'd have it somewhere for sure.
oh
Okay.
sure. Get them out. I do have Mobbin, so I can just double check Mobbin.
Yeah, I'm
I
also looking at this paywall screens. I'll take a look at Mobbin as well.
so
Speak
I
AI.
think maybe I'll need your help while I do this because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
if you want, we could do like problems thingy, right?
Yeah, sure,
Right?
for sure. Yeah.
We have this for now. You want to focus on the entire onboarding or just the paywall for now?
I think just the paywall. I feel there is
Okay,
more opportunity there.
perfect. So we have the paywall screens. All right.
Great.
Um.
Wonderful.
So let's look at paywall intro. I don't have
Yeah.
the paywall intro screens, but just the first one.
Yeah.
So it it no, I think the main CT is right for $0.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I have a question. You have a dismiss
Yeah.
button too, right?
Yeah. What happens there? Let me check real quick. What
Hmm.
happens if I tap on that? Because I can access this again.
Paywall. It's not a hard paywall.
Yeah, yeah. If I tap on the dismiss button, then it just closes. I don't see the remaining screens. I don't see any pop up.
So
It
win
just
back.
closes.
There's no win back,
There's
like how Calm
no
had it.
no win back.
No win.
No win back.
I just want to put it out there. Maybe
Yeah,
instead of
let's. Yeah,
I'll
it could
just
be.
no win back on close. I'll
Could be
just
an
put it like
opportunity.
no pop up. So, okay.
Yeah, perfect.
So what else do you want to capture from this screen? The first screen. Is there anything else? It's actually a very solid,
Yeah,
tangible outcome.
yeah. Honestly, I am just impressed by this. I don't think there are a lot of problems here. In fact, I just read that this try for zero was something that was tested by Duolingo, and it worked much better than try for free. So there is something to just put the price as
Oh,
zero.
okay, okay,
Like,
okay.
yeah. So they like, I think they've already tested and figured this out. So I feel the first screen is very well optimized. They also have that long scroll there, like they're giving a lot of content. So honestly, I don't see a lot of opportunities in the first one. I think it's already pretty good. Maybe we'll find some
Okay.
problems in
Well,
the yeah.
if I have to like maybe the next time we do one more,
Hmm.
uh, I want to take something good out of this. So what do you think was good about this apart from like the copy changes, stripe for $0? This was good.
Yeah.
That's it. What else do you think is the scrollable thing actually useful?
I think the long scroll is pretty good, especially for a high price point when they're setting up a high premium pricing. They're setting up two tiers. So they want the user to be pretty convinced, and paywall is a great place to do that. So in web funnels, I see this all the time. Like best practice, have a very long web funnel. I've not seen that much in app paywalls. I've generally seen very short paywalls.
Let's see. I
They've
get one.
tested it. Yeah. I also want to say this 1000 phrases in your first week, right? It's like they tie it to a time, and then the next screen is talking about the first week is on us. So they're also like grounding it in time that, hey, it's 1000 phrases in this amount of time, which by the way is completely free for you. So I think that is really, really good copy.
Yeah, makes sense. So,
Yeah. The other thing, and this is becoming an appreciation session, but I think it's also one thing I'm thinking about a lot, especially when talking about the value props on a paywall. it's good to, like, I always think about you know, first order, second order, third order. Like first order is
Hmm.
what the features are, right? Second order is what are the outcomes that you get through the features. And then third order effect is, what happens when you get those outcomes. So I think I think a bad practice is just to do the first order, which is, hey, conversational chatting to learn Spanish, which they're not doing, right? Second order is what you get when you use those features. So you are able to speak 1,000 phrases, which is great. But then the third order is like, what happens? Like, what do you get from that? Is there an increase in confidence? Do you feel better about yourself? Are you able to travel easily? On that same screen, they have that third order also, but it's below, which is basically they say something like build your speaking confidence. So that's this they say it right below the headline, but I think it's
Yeah.
good. They've sort of combined both things there. So, they can pursue it at multiple levels.
Yeah, makes sense. I agree with you on this. And like all of these three things are subjective to how popular it is, the concept. I think language learning is so popular right now that setting the features maybe it's the last thing. Just want to get to the outcome. People want to just get to the
100%.
outcome. You can either go here or go here. So makes sense. Thanks for sharing. This is a great way to think about copy as well.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah,
mind sharing the growth the Figma file? I'll just open it
yeah,
up
yeah,
and
yeah.
take the the
Let me just share this with you.
script. I don't know if it's possible, but in the
No, I
chat.
think, let me try. I think there's a chat here. Yeah, there's a chat here.
Yeah, there's the chat.
I think you
I
said a
just
great point about it's context dependent, and the context
yeah,
is your category. Like, how big is your
correct.
category? So, definitely, it's context
Yeah.
dependent.
So in my experience, like onboarding, everything, right? Onboarding, paywall, all of these things change based on how new, how novel the idea is.
Mm.
If it's a product that nobody's used, then education is your product statement.
Yeah,
So you're going to spend a lot more time explaining how this will actually solve it. If it's something that's already here, then you're just making sure it works. You're
yeah,
focusing more on outcomes. So
yeah,
I think that's a yeah, your
yeah,
framework makes sense.
yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
this
And
let's see if I can copy.
actually,
Yeah,
I just also add one more thing here. This is also about copy, which is also try to address the counterpoint or try to address the doubts that a user
yeah,
may have. And I think
yeah.
if you like, if this first screen has multiple sections, it's a long scroll. And if you zoom into the last one, right? Like the last section, right above this, actually, second last one, right above it. Yeah.
This one?
Learn language. Yeah. Learn language people actually use. I think that's a very good copy because
Hmm.
Duolingo has this criticism, right? Hey, listen, it's
Yeah,
great. You learn this thing, but when you actually stand in a line and trying to order something,
yeah.
it completely fails. So that's also another thing that they've done well here. All this is a way of saying that probably as a growth team, we may not run the first experiment here because it seems to be going well, this one. Probably we see
And
this in data as
yeah,
well, but like seems to be doing well, this screen.
I think okay, since nobody is doing this and if it works, might as well adopt it for other folks should probably try this out too.
Yeah.
And right, so it's also maybe a thing that we don't prototype, but yeah, I think for the next prototype we
Yeah.
can think about adding.
I think the
Amazing.
next app we do, like we do a review for, we can keep this Figma file and keep this as a good
Yeah.
practice, like some good lessons out of this.
Yeah. So we did a great job with I mean we did a long session on the long screen.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next part.
Yeah.
Uh, the next
What
one
do you
is
think of
actually
this?
very try the
Mm,
very best of speed. First week's on us.
mm.
I think okay, in my usually the screen has that I think the most common one is that Blinkist has those
Yeah. The
3 days,
timeline. Yeah.
days they did this, which I actually like. I think it's
Yeah.
good. But I also feel like they did this also because they didn't want confusion when you say try it for
Mm,
$0 and
mm.
then you start paying and it's weird. But if you want, you know what? If they do go here, what do they miss? They miss nothing, right? Like I remove this and just like, for a
Which I
second, just
think,
for a second,
ha-
just imagine this doesn't exist. What's so wrong about
yeah,
this to this?
I think. You just highlighted a problem here. The problem you highlighted is that the salient message wasn't communicated to you. The salient message of this screen is not that the first week is on us, it's that we'll send you a reminder. In 5 days, we'll remind you by email, which is great. Remember when we reviewed another app where there was a toggle
Yeah.
that made
Right,
you
right,
opt into
right, right.
notification for reminder? And this is my problem with this screen. I think it's great to have this screen because it's great to do the Blinkist style transparency. But then I think the headline is what the user reads, and that's a bit weak, and they're wasting space there. In fact, lead with this that we are going to remind you because instead of leading with try the very best of speak, maybe you can say first week's on us and we'll remind you in 5 days. Put that in the headline. Don't put that in the copy. I think they probably can do a much clearer job and bolder. Like they're offering, this is not many apps do that, send you a reminder, which may actually make you cancel your free trial. So that's great. They're doing it. Double down on it and really push the message across. Probably, maybe they've tested different designs here, but yeah, maybe they could even try different designs. If the Blinkist design is working so well, maybe
Yeah.
it's worth trying here as well.
Makes sense. Makes
Yeah.
sense. I agree with the copy thing. The action is to set up a reminder on the trial. I think the first headline should have reflected that. But I think maybe the screen's goal was to just unload notifications.
No, it's not even notification. They have your email and they'll send you an email. That's it. So the
Notifications not
notification,
there, man.
no notifications they did in onboarding again. Like, and I think they did a good job in the onboarding, asking for notifications to keep you on track. This was just email, which is also smart because the number of cancellations through email would still be less. It'll still be less salient. Like the click rates are much lesser for email. So it's not that risky to send a reminder. But yeah, you're doing it
So
as it
count.
is.
Yeah, yeah. Understood. So the counterpoint, like this, dude, this imagine this doesn't exist. What's so wrong about this? Like,
Yeah,
happened. What's the worst case? Like, I don't see a point of this now.
I think conversions can drop if you remove it because I think this transparency messaging that you'll get a reminder does push or enable users to sign up because many users have that anxiety, right? That, yeah, what I'll forget. They're saying $0, but I'll forget, and they'll bill me like $50 at the end of 1 week. So that message is good, and they figured out a clean way to present it as well. They just need to go bolder, I feel, with this.
So if I want to write on like one like problem, what do you suggest I do? Like
I
write
would
down
say
a few problem. Yeah.
core purpose of the screen is not salient, which is communicate the reminder. That's not salient. Reminder is not salient. What's salient is the weeks, 3 weeks on us, which they
Uh,
know, which is
yeah.
also good to communicate because, you know, I mean, they said $0, but they didn't say it's for a week. Put it on the headline. We'll send you a reminder in 5 days. I would just simple test, just swap the two. Like the body becomes the headline and the headline becomes the body. That's it.
Uh,
Like
okay, okay,
just
okay.
try that.
Got it.
Yeah.
Makes sense. All right. Amazing. So now we have our final two screens.
Final
Let's
two
go.
screens. Yes.
So I know you already learn how to speak. Okay.
Mm. Mm.
Yes, I think we had a feedback on this. Where is our list? Oh, I didn't write it down.
Yeah.
Damn it.
We didn't
Uh,
write it down, but I remember your feedback that specifically around the pricing, right? Which was that, hey, firstly, there's too much choice here, but
yeah,
fair. Like, let's stick with that for now. It's the first experiment we are learning. Let's not play around with the tiering.
yeah,
They've put a lot of work and put that in.
yeah.
But we can definitely play around with the messaging. I think the way they're communicating price is a bit confusing. So just simplify that. Either do 825 rupees per month billed yearly or just put yearly. We had a discussion around, you know, how dark patternish is this, but I think it's fair to do, especially because Apple will make sure that before purchasing that it's being billed annually. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
clean out that section a little bit.
I think everyone uses these olive branches or whatever these branches are. So I
It's
don't know
it's
what
for
this is.
peace. It's peace. They're spreading
No,
peace,
but
not.
I think this
Yeah.
Apple awards or
It's
something,
like,
right? I think Apple.
it's only when you get like an Apple Design Award. Generally, Apple presents it, I think, like this, but they have liberally used it to show 4.8 stars. Apple doesn't give you any award for 4.8 stars. So they just took that award.
The screen is, and then they put this crown icon. What is this crown icon for?
Yeah, actually, I didn't pay attention to this one. This is, I think, just to make sure the user reads the CTA fully. It's start my free week. But yeah, I don't think it has a
Thing.
dual
It's not. It's a,
purpose.
it's a
Yeah.
different CTA than other CTS that they've experienced. That's why, and
Hmm.
they it's a more positive CTA. But okay, cool.
Yeah.
So just to summarize, 5 million users would have been nice, but we already done. I think already done with
Hmm.
Speak is nice. Um,
Hmm.
more than 140K reviews. Okay, fine. 4.8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
There's some text here which I can't read. So I'll quickly check what's there.
Hmm.
Do you now cancel anytime?
Yeah.
Is this correct? It's correct.
That's correct.
Oh, dude, I have a question. Wait, is this free
Hmm.
trials for monthly as well? Monthly plans as well.
Because the CTA doesn't change and it's written 7-day free trial bill monthly. So I think that's pretty clean. That communication is pretty clean. First thing they communicate, first week is on us, it's free. Then they
Hmm.
communicate what's it going to cost you after the first week. And then there's a monthly option and annual option. So I think that thing is pretty clean. You
Okay.
have to work to get to the monthly one. It's not.
Yeah.
I do want to say a few things here. If try for $0 works so well, shouldn't that be the CTA here versus start my free week? I mean, it's the same thing, I know. Like, then this is me getting into the weeds. It's not like a huge change, but maybe that needs to be swapped, right? Like, maybe, keep that same. If that
Yeah.
CTA is so powerful, use it for the most impactful CTA, which is this, right? Like, this will determine whether they are purchasing or not. So, yeah, if that one is really powerful, I think it should be here. And if you were communicating the free week, I think that goes very well with the first screen where you're talking about 1,000, phrases in 1 week, and then like, probably you
Oh,
can have a
sure.
version of that there as well.
I get what you mean. But I feel like they wanted more people to get through, so that's why they kept it here.
True, true, true. Could be,
So
could be.
that
That's a
that
great
was
point.
makes sense. And here, I think try for $0 and then they show this money. I feel like it could set the wrong expectations. Like you're saying that it's
Interesting.
whatever
Good
hundred
back
dollars, and
plan.
then you're saying try for $100 and $0.
Yeah,
Maybe the exact
yeah,
amount could have led to an issue.
yeah,
But I agree. I
yeah,
agree.
yeah,
It's maybe worth trying out. Anyway, the stock pattern's here and there, so might as well try
yeah,
it
yeah,
one more.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, cool. How would you? I think we discussed the problem. So one more problem I see here is that how does this explanation text come out? Like, can I quickly check?
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Let's
wait,
check.
come out. This list of plans.
It-
Oh, it's here.
the table,
Oh, it's scroll. Okay, you have a scroll in this too.
it's scroll. It's a long
Okay,
scroll.
okay.
Yeah. Mm,
All right.
true. Yeah.
So, so now my thing is like they have shown the same thing once more. So that's probably fine, I guess. They
Yeah.
monthly and they make this. They have no
Yeah.
tags. So like, let's say best value is okay. This tag best value is actually nice. I do have a recommendation. Maybe this could have been like 35% cheaper or something like that. But this
100%.
is not,
Yeah.
but that's not the case. So because this is
Yeah.
more expensive. So that's probably why they didn't put this here. But in the
Yeah. Yeah.
monthly, between monthly and annual, they could have done that.
But even on the first screen, right? Premium and Premium Plus, you are saying, like, you are highlighting an important thing. If Premium Plus is the best value, then why aren't you auto selecting that? Like, the premium is one that's auto selected when I land on the screen.
Yeah,
But then you say, so there is something, the choice is not designed correctly. Because if this is the best value, then you should direct me to that, right? You want me to purchase premium. So, I mean, the way I would interpret this is you
yeah,
put a
yeah.
premium plus out there, not many users will opt for it. It can also have a decoy pricing effect, right? Like, relatively, premium looks much cheaper. So, if that is one of the purposes of this design, then lean into it more. And what you said around 20% cheaper, put it on premium then. Just put it on premium. So you're right. This best value is a bit confusing. The other way to do it is make the user directly into that. So auto select the premium plus. Then the user actively switches to premium, feeling that they have got a bargain because it's a cheaper plan. But yeah, they need to figure out how these plans are interacting with each other. One other thing, and this is maybe not for a situation, but if you really want to provide those choices and nudge user to the premium plus plan, then probably add a third tier, which is like a lifetime price, like a
Mm-hmm.
lifetime premium, which you
Oh,
get everything forever, and it's a prohibitive, very
yeah,
high price. Nobody would buy it,
yeah.
but then nudges, and then put premium plus as best value, check that, auto select that, and you'll still have majority of your users buying premium, but some of the users that buy premium might just convert into premium plus instead, because it is
No, makes sense.
much cheaper than
The point you want
popcorn
to
effect.
put
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
two
yeah,
big bad choices and then get them to this. Makes sense.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I feel like some very similar stuff can be done on this side too. Okay,
yeah,
cool. Let's move into prototyping. We have
yeah.
just made a note. Oh shit, I forgot to write that down.
Sumant, just one thing. I know I have not done a good job of keeping us on time, but hopefully we can
Hey,
do
no worries
prototyping
about it.
quickly. But I also feel that this last title, Join 5 million users, is much weaker copy than the previous
Uh-huh.
screens. Like, I know it does a good job, 5 million plus whatever, but like, who already learn with Speak? You've already in
Yeah,
the previous schemes, you've communicated that speak is not just about learning, it's about actually using that language. I think this could be made more impactful by saying something around who
yeah,
actually speak the language that they learn. So I think this copy can also be
yeah.
modified. These small effects can really add value. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's another thing that
No,
we could
it's
look at.
okay, cool. Thanks for pointing that out. I think if you just break it down, we can understand what value they're using to make your purchase. Right now, they're using social proofs and the price point to make your purchase. But what you're suggesting
Yeah,
is that maybe use outcomes or the second order
yeah,
thing that, right? Maybe use
yeah,
outcomes and then
yeah,
use social proof already here, right? This is 140K reviews. How much more do you need? Like
yeah,
one is enough.
yeah,
I think we
exactly.
just wasted opportunity right there. You're right.
Right,
100% right.
right. Yeah, yeah,
Okay, cool. I forgot to write notes, but I will maybe just like use our general transcript maybe
100%.
to build up the prototype.
Yeah,
How
yeah,
do you want
yeah.
to go? Do you want me to prototype? Do you want a prototype? What do you feel like doing?
Maybe we can do it in parallel because I also have this granola open. So I'm
Okay,
gonna
perfect.
stop this. Do you generally take the entire or do you ask it to generate notes and
Throw it in the throw the everything. If we,
so I'm gonna put this in Claude code, maybe, or maybe let me try Lovable. So I'm gonna do it
yeah,
in Lovable. Yeah.
I'll do cloud.
Okay. So
Let me do that.
maybe you can share your screen and I can just do it here and share it later.
Perfect. I'm sharing
Okay.
my screen anyway, right? You can see.
Great. Yeah, you're sharing your screen. Yeah, yeah.
First screen, you're not changing anything, right? It's gonna be the same.
Yeah, first screen is yeah. So generally, how do you export the transcript before pasting, or do you just
Uh,
copy?
I just copy the transcript.
Okay,
I don't
put
know
it in
why Claude
some.
is not opening. Yeah, I just put
Wait,
it inside.
wait,
So
I'll just
yeah, it's working now. I
wait.
will. Hey, we are speaking about speak, you know, and want to run a growth experiment. You're an experienced growth engineer and with past experience in uh, high growth. How many growth terms do we need to use? Uh, okay, so then we'll yeah. Here is a transcript. Actually, you know what? Let's one shot this. I don't want to give it
Yeah,
anything.
yeah, yeah,
Here's
yeah.
a transcript.
Because I think we
Um,
articulated very clearly
yeah.
what we
Wanted
see
to
as problems.
help with articulate. I think we should do one shot. without the transcript and one shot with the transcript. Let's see who does it better,
Oh,
right?
okay.
I declare things to update in Speaks paywall, and then we will build, and then here is the transcript. This is gone. I will open up another cloud session,
Nice.
right? And maybe even open it right next to each other. So you are an experienced growth engineer, growth person who has
Growth
experience.
expert.
With growth right. That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Expert experience with high growth, how it's high growth companies, consumer companies, especially like Duolingo, Test.com, fabulous. I wanted to analyze this paywall.
This is the vanilla one.
Yeah. I wanted to analyze the paywall, understand the core issues with the paywall screens, and then come back with build a prototype with those improvements. Now, I don't know if I should share the screen by screen thingy.
You mean actual screenshots of the screens?
Hmm. Yeah. Don't know if maybe it makes sense, right? So let me see if I
Yeah.
can get it.
You're gonna take
Um.
screenshots, yeah, from this.
Yeah, I can copy as PNG, so I think it's okay.
Yeah.
I didn't give this to the other one, so please.
Okay.
Oops. Copy as PNG, but it doesn't work.
It
Selecting
just should
this.
be export selection. Yeah, yeah.
I
That's
got it. I think it's not exporting a few. I think
takes a
might
while.
start. I think this web app will.
I'll just send it to you on
Uh,
WhatsApp if you want. Wait, I'll just send. We just need second and third screen, right? That's what we want to improve. So let's just share that with first
well, it's
screen.
just okay. I just took a
Okay.
screenshot of this.
Okay. Okay. Sweet.
Uh, I think we have hacks about that. Now I shall take all these files from desktop. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Amazing. We got all of them.
Okay, great.
Here to the scales. By the way, these are the high-res things that might help you with the further. So this one's running its thing.
Okay.
Let's see what this
Yeah.
one's. Our guys already come back with problems and experiments.
Sweet.
The improved product.
So Lovable
So
has
let's
built
see what. Let's
something.
read through what this doing.
Mhm.
Oh, amazing!
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
But let's read through this.
I'm gonna. It's said. So it's saying paywall intro, long story, what's working well, strong
Okay,
outcome
cool.
driven, third order copy. So I think it's nice.
Mm. Yeah,
It's taken our well optimized, no experiments needed.
sweet.
Dude, what is salient? I was forgot to ask you that. What does salient mean?
Sa- Salient is like something that catches your eye, like the most
Okay.
noticeable. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay, okay.
It's
So you
growth
value is
vocab. Yeah.
even okay. So swap headline copy. Okay, so it's actually summarized what we said. Too much
Okay,
cognitive load,
not
two
bad.
tier, two billing, per
Mm.
month pricing. Okay, best value Taiwan premium contracts the default selection done. No win back on dismiss. View more plans. Alright. Okay, so now it's come up with a list of experiments. One way products is 16. Okay, yeah. So cool. This one's doing exactly what we set it to do. This one, let's see what it's doing. Death by thousand screens.
Oh my God.
Decision paralysis, premium versus premium plus is a classic anti-pattern for conversion.
There's a
Uh,
law for this. Hicks
yeah,
law.
Hicks. Yeah, yeah, I think I've seen
Nice.
this somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
No price anchoring is good.
Mm,
I mean, actually, yeah, maybe you could actually use this, but this is very subjective to those countries that you're selling it to.
mm,
It's a trust killer. Oh, dude, this is like contradictory to what you said.
mm. Dark pattern. I just shared that Duolingo has tested this and try for zero
Yeah.
works better than try for free. So, yeah, I think that's where this is also coming from for them.
Okay, this one's like done something, but let's see.
Yeah.
Let me just go through this. The bell screen creates subscription anxiety. Instead of building excitement about the trial, the bell plus
Mm. Okay.
this is the opposite of
Okay.
penalty. It's fabulous. Dude, fabulous. You guys do
Oh,
something else.
oh, what drives Clear Fabulous? I think we just do a timeline. I think, yeah, that's.
Right.
I didn't
This one,
think of
right?
the bell creating anxiety, but interesting. Maybe the timeline just works better as a design than a large
Yeah.
bell. Interesting.
Yeah. The
Didn't
bell
think
is
of
also
that.
like, like school, it reminds you of alarms and
Yeah.
school bells and stuff. So you don't want to.
Yeah.
Social proof is scattered and generic. 4.8 stars. This we got from South Korea. This is so good.
Mhm.
Because Speak.com has was initial growth is from South Korea. For
I think even now the
you now,
biggest
right?
market is South Korea, Japan. Like that's their biggest. So one of their early
Interesting.
users.
So this makes whatever sense. Test.com and
Mm.
user. Okay, fine. The user who just compute on with they invested time. Paywall doesn't reference any of this. No, you learned. Oh, dude, I like this. I like using the context of what they did, if they did anything
Mm.
in the onboarding to this.
You've
But
already learned. This is a good idea. Show
like
progress.
whatever the
Do they?
Spanish, you yeah,
Yeah.
good. Mm. Well, I think you said right the Spanish. You're traveling for Spain to Spain or whatever those personalization things. I think they
Yeah.
stopped it and then they moved to paywall. Why don't we include it in the screen where you ask them to pay?
The
That
recap.
makes sense.
Are you talking about recap?
Yeah. So right, it makes sense. Okay, cool. So we have a prototype with two views.
Amazing.
Okay, cool. We want to see? We will see the prototype
Let's
directly.
go.
Okay, we have
Let's
both the
go. Let's
prototypes.
go.
Which ones we want to start with? Let's
The one with less context, then the one with
uh,
transcript.
all right, let's go. There is a toggle apparently. Oh yeah, there it is. There's a view redesigned version.
Okay. Interesting.
Ooh,
Ooh, I like it. Your progress so far. This is a
yeah.
bold one, completely shifting everything. Worth trying. Bold
I
experiment.
don't. This is amazing. Look at this shit.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
64
yeah.
per week premium. Out of the entire, see everything included. Cancel item, remind before just 5 million users.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
I like it.
monthly, 7 days fees on top.
So
Okay.
basically, it killed the second tier, right? This design. It just went with one tier,
Yeah,
no
it
two
remove the
tier.
tier. Oh, and dude, this 1,000 pieces gold.
This is so good. This is such a good idea. Probably
Right?
the first
It makes
experiment.
sense.
This is also great, but that's such a brilliant idea that you use progress bars in the onboarding, but use them. I've never seen them being used in a paywall. And I think this is a novel idea. Make the onboarding meaningful, make the user do some core actions so that they can have progress and then reiterate it in the paywall. That's such a great idea. It came up with it. So yeah, kudos. like we see the emergent qualities here. So
Amazing
that's
shit, dude.
great. Yeah.
Amazing shit. Okay. But this
Yeah.
is not the full paywall though, right? Okay, we leave it. I think this is good enough, right?
I think we
Now let's
bought
see
the
what.
prototype.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's see the other one.
Now,
Yeah.
are you ready to see what our version looks like?
Let's see. No pressure.
Okay. Okay. We have three screens.
Okay, it kept the first one.
GitHub.
Fine. Mm.
Okay, these ones
I
will work.
I do have to say I'm a little bit underwhelmed with these tools, like how they copy the design. Like it still feels, especially if you give them screenshots, I expect them to replicate the exact thing, but it's tough to
Yeah.
do that. Like,
Problems.
yeah, yeah. Cool.
It
Yeah,
is,
let's,
you're right. And it's not the best.
yeah,
But we'll move forward. Try now.
yeah.
Remind you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Keep it
Amazing.
simple. Keep it simple, and then continue.
Nice.
So they send it to the premium plus. Wonderful. That's auto selected, and that's the best value, not off, but best value. Okay, cool. I like that
Yes.
compare plans because I the one I built with Lovable also did this. Compare plans. You actually, it's not.
Mm,
It's a shorter screen. You tap on it to see more details. I don't think game changer. Probably not, but yeah,
yeah.
nice improvement. Make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
But there is also
especially
view for
because
plan.
yeah,
Yeah. Sorry,
same
go ahead.
for view. No, same for viewer brands. Because the consumer apps generally, this kind of table is not very common. Although Duolingo has it in one of their tiers,
Yeah.
it's more like you see this in SaaS, right? So probably if a user wants to see it, show it to them, but don't make it front and center.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So now, if I click on view more plans,
Okay.
save 65%. Dude, this is amazing.
Great. Yeah.
Right?
It's also just nicer to have it this way versus the pop-up. Like just let it unfold versus like pop up in a different screen. It's just a nicer I
Yeah.
feel. So it's improved that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
100%. I think it is meant to be maybe a like sort of a bottom slider. But I don't think they could do that.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens. Nothing happens. So I click.
Start speaking
Oh,
Spanish with confidence. It also changed the title, so that's
oh yeah.
great. And then it kept the 5 million learners as a subtitle, so it kept the social proof.
Yeah.
But yes,
And
start speaking Spanish with confidence. And love that Spanish, right? Like, so onboarding, if you were learning
yeah.
French, so it's really start speaking French with, so it's great. Like, it just gives you a little bit more personalization. Wonderful. Great. A lot of ideas.
Amazing.
I'll quickly share about Lovable Build, which
Yes.
was
Yes. Let's do it.
pretty similar to what these. So again, it changed this. So it went with this horizontal timeline and like more text compared to Claude's vertical timeline. But I think the idea is the
Yeah.
same. Remove the bell. And then
Yeah.
it just made some changes here. I had to prod it because first time I did it was like slightly off. But yeah, start
Mm,
speaking. It did a new language. I would have loved it if it would have done start speaking,
yeah.
Spanish
Yeah.
from day one, but joined 5 million listeners. Then it just added 3 tiers. So premium is where you save 35%. Lifetime is where you get the best value. And like premium plus is in the middle. If you are going with tiers, I would say go for 3 tiers. It might help conversions for premium plus. So yeah, worth trying this. And then it just did this. This will have to be improved because yeah, it probably doesn't make sense to. It's the same set of features in lifetime. Maybe you add another row here. That's something related to time. But still, I like this. It could also be an important, like
You should. You
a
can.
good good test.
You can add like one more line about price per day, price per month, per lifetime.
Maybe here in the comparison
No,
table, or
no,
maybe
no.
on top.
It is a joke
Yeah.
because it is a
Okay.
joke
Oh, no,
because
sorry.
price
Yeah,
one.
yeah. A lot of interesting ideas. We definitely went over time.
No,
Yeah.
but yeah. Sorry. What was your question? You're asking me to summarize it.
Yeah.
So I think this is a from a workflow standpoint, we actually did a repetition of what we did last time of the process, which is good. I think we started off by looking at the screens, documenting what were the problems with each of the screens in the flow. And I think we went a little pre-flow with the problem statements and ideas, which was great. And then I think once we got all of that documented in form of a transcript and a whimsical or whatever that is, I think it's interesting this time to do one with zero context and one with all
Yeah.
context, and then
Yeah.
sort of compare. I feel like both of them have their merits, and we can create a more. I'm sure I can add one more prompt to like combine both together and create like
Mm,
a more mixed version of it. But all in all,
mm,
dude, even though we went over time getting this outcome, I don't
yeah.
think it was possible maybe a year ago.
Yeah.
So I think it's
100%.
still great efficiency.
100. I mean, I just want to say about the app that we reviewed, Speak. Unlike other sessions, we actually spend a lot of time discussing what they're doing well versus the problems. So kudos to them. I think they've done a great job with this flow. So yeah, we were able to extract some learnings as well. But then identify some opportunities because they're already doing something bold with
Yeah.
providing tiers to the user. So that allowed us, like, that gave us a starting point to think of more ideas and more optimizations. And we were able to come up with a few prototypes that they can test. About the actual process and using AI tools, I think there is a merit to both context driven building and zero context building, because the zero context building would not have the blind spots or the biases that we will bring in. So I think it's kind of a control which just makes sure that some bold and crazy ideas also coming up, which in this case was like a progress bar on the paywall, which is something we wouldn't have looked at because we were only trying to solve problems. We were trying to make what is there better. So we were already operating within a frame and within certain constraints. I think a growth team should also be thinking about crazy, bold ideas. So that's why, like, no context building is also helpful, or maybe even prompting them to think out of the box and come up with a very novel improvement or experiment idea. So, yeah, I'm very happy with the learnings we got today. I think we got some bold experiments out there, but also some good learnings that we can apply in our work. So, that's awesome.
Yeah, I feel like we have these two threads going on. One is on the workflow, and second
Yeah.
is on the app. I totally forgot
Yeah.
that. So,
Yeah.
so
But,
but,
but yeah,
but
it's,
for sure, I feel like we picked a few good things. That was nice. In the
yeah.
long
Yeah.
form thing and the actual outcome, measuring the outcome, these are two things I feel like we'll take it forward that we
Yeah.
might, or paywall we might actually check out.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
I think to your point on context-based doing workflows versus just one-shotting it, I think there's an algorithm called reinforcement learning. I don't know if you've
Mm-hmm.
heard of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So reinforcement
100%.
learning, you would have heard of it, right? So it's beaten the world's best chess player, and there's an there's a I think it's an algorithm that's
Mm,
beaten a lot of humans at the most complex
yeah.
games. Only because it has an exploration and exploitation phase. So
Yeah.
what it does is it has zero knowledge in the beginning, but is able to try a lot of things. And
Mm-hmm.
out of 1,000 things it tries, 990 things, it has 10
Mm,
that works. And it saves those 10. And then it keeps trying
mm,
more and more iterations until it builds a good repository of random things it's tried, which worked, with
yeah.
percentage of exploitation and percentage of exploration.
Yeah.
I think that's what we are doing here, where we exploit
Yeah.
our learnings that we already have,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I think we also don't know everything. So we exploit it.
I think that's also like a metaphor for growth work as well. Like, a lot of the growth work is like supervised, right? Like, it's human in the loop,
Yeah.
managerial. Some growth expert comes up with a hypothesis, or like there is a LinkedIn fig jam that is shared with all the tips and tricks to improve your growth, and then a growth team implements it. But there is, I mean, maybe the future is more algorithmic, where you just do a million experiments at the same time, and then random things, something which you completely didn't expect pops up and yeah, beats everything else. So yeah, I find that very exciting if that kind of happens, I think.
Good. Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for
Awesome.
this. Thanks
All
for
right. Yeah.
bringing in speak.
Yeah.
I will see you next week.
All right, see you next week then. Bye bye. Bye.